Yeah, as I had already explained about Form 61, so there is a subsequent form which has been launched by the department, which is Form 61A. This form is applicable to all assessees who has entered into a specified transactions, which has been defined in Rule 114E. These specified transactions are basically a very large transactions with different categories of departments, like if you're buying a property or if you're doing a credit card transaction or you are entering into any investment or there are 13 more transactions which are supposed to be reported by the respective agencies. So now the most important aspect is that, again, like the normal companies or the assessees who are not the banking companies or the stock exchange or anything, how they will going to report on the Form 61A. For that, the department has introduced a e-filing portal, which is basically a subsequent portal of the assessee where they get the information from the respective agencies like credit cards, banks, or the insurance companies, that if we are doing any high value transactions over there, then how they are going to get the information from the respective assessee also with respect to the income tax returns filed by them. So basically, for the closely held companies, they have identified two transactions in which case they are supposed to report to the department. The one is that if there any share application money or any share allotment has been done for 10 lakh rupees or more, or any debentures or bonds has been issued. Now the thing is that how they have to report it, there is a prescribed form they have launched in which the assessee has to first register on e-filing portal, need to generate an ITDRN, based on which he has to register their DSCs also over there. Once all the registrations will be completed, then the requisite information of the person from whom the share application money or the debenture money has been received, whether he is an Indian investor or an overseas investor. The categorization which they have done over there is that there are three categories in which they have to file, whether they have received from individual or from corporate, and there are two more in which case if that is not applicable, then they are supposed to mention either their passport number or any other identification which is available or issued by the Government of India. If the investor is an overseas investor, then or he is a company, then there are two different things. The first is, if he's an individual investor abroad like an NRI, then he has to mention the passport number, the email ID and the mobile number, which is a mandatory field there. If it is a corporate who has invested from abroad, then they are supposed to give a certificate of incorporation from there. This is a very, very important form because through this form the government get the very high value transactions incurred by the Indian organization, whether they have received a money from the Indian investor or from the NRIs or from the foreign overseas investors. So through this form they get all the information, they capture it, and then they relate it with their income tax filing and they compare it with the returns they have filed, and based on it they can send a particular queries or the questions to the concerned person, not over in India but even abroad also. So this is how they are capturing the high value transactions of like NRIs or the overseas companies which are investing in India. This form is applicable from 1st January 2017. The first compliance was supposed to be done by 31st May of 2017 because it has been started there. Now this is an annual form, so the information which we need to give in the form will be by 31st May from the end of the financial year for which the information is required. For example, if we need to report for 31st March 2019, then the form need to be filed by May 2019. And the penalties which they have, if they are not able to file by these dates, then there is 100 rupees penalties for couple of 2 months or 3 months. After that, if you are still not been able to file it, then there is a fixed penalty of 50,000. And if you are even after that you are not able to do it, then there is a criminal proceedings against the designated directors or the specified persons, those who are in charge of those organizations.